Afghanistan were put into bat by Sri Lanka, and I think Sri Lanka may be regretting the decision just a little bit at the halfway mark of Afghanistan's batting, because they are 83 for the loss of 1 wicket, nicely poised to juice the back 10 and take it to close to 200 score perhaps, but definitely close to a 180, which is my guess. Yes, of course. I'm Gaurav Kapoor, with me Ajay Jadeja on CricBuzz Combox. Few things to talk about here, Ajay, in the beginning. First, of course, no question about what Afghanistan's intent was right from the beginning. They may not have executed it in the first few overs, but the intent was there from the first ball.
Absolutely. The intent's been clear from first ball of this tournament. They've just come out attacking. They're trying to blow the opposition away. And the first couple of overs that you talk about, the execution wasn't there. Because Gurbaz wasn't on strike till the third over. He had one ball till over number 4.
Yeah.
As soon as he came on strike, the game's just changed. And what a fabulous player he is. He plays with that freedom. Although did get a little lucky with that boundary catch. It could have gone either way. But he's just thrown his bat and he's looked. This is how young men play, don't they? Fearlessly.
True, and the Gunatilaka catch is what you're referring to. Tikshana was bowling, and Gunatilaka did catch it at the boundary, but just the back of his heel. You've got to be so careful. Just touch that boundary skirting, and suddenly what would have been a wicket for Sri Lanka becomes a 6, and really then gets Gurbaz going, who is now 54 not out of 26. Got his 50 in 22 balls, and then has halved his strike rate after getting to his 50. Normally you slow it down before getting to 50, but yeah, probably just having a breather, which he can afford to. On the other side, Zazai, he couldn't get a run. He couldn't buy a run for love or money today, or the center or the middle of his bat.
Yeah, he seemed to struggle a bit. In fact, he was the man that over the years who would, get the team going and, strike everything in the middle. But this can happen. I mean, it happens sometimes to the best of the players in the world. And Zazai is no different, I think. And what happens is when you get into that rut is that you try a bit too much. And the pressure of an opposition is one thing, but here the pressure is probably of your partner, that you're not even getting your partner onto strike. And he just threw it away, which is probably the right thing to do in this format when you're not lost many wickets at the other end. But it can happen. Not his best day.
No, fair enough. But the only thing was when you have because you've opened so much. When your partner is going hammer and tongs like Gurbaz was, could Zazai at that point in time just said, okay, let me not try these cross-batted heave-ho shots, which I'm not connecting, and let me just try to get the ones and twos. Let me just get the guy in form back on strike.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, what you just said, that's what he should have been doing, should have been thinking that way, and that's the ideal thing to do. But I'm just thinking, outside and saying, listen, this young boy has just come. I am the man who used to do this for my team. And sometimes what happens is there's a competition within the team, not a negative one, which is a nice
Fair
thing.
Point. It's human.
It did seem like that. It looked like that he didn't do what you just said. That's ideally you need to do that. It's not your day. Your partner's doing well. Let him do it. But I don't think he was thinking that way. He's thinking the other way around that I was saying. That maybe he was trying to compete and say, oh, this young man, let me show him what I can also do. In spite of me struggling, you just hope that it'll come good. It was almost like hoping that one of the balls will come into his bat.
Yeah, it's like tu ser main sawa ser. It was one of those things. But, it didn't work out for Zazai. But you have Ibrahim Zadran, of course, as a little shot that he played. It was like suddenly he forgot for a second that he was meant to be the guy who has to stay there. And the little heave over the wicketkeeper and gets a boundary there. But otherwise, it looks like they've got their template kind of set, what their captain Nabi said, that he's just going to be there and he's going to allow the other batsmen to express themselves. Just your quick word on the Sharjah pitch and the outfield, both, Ajay.
Yeah, but pitch pretty good. Like I said at the start, last couple of games that I saw, the pitch didn't, at least the last one, the pitch is still fine. Outfield still slow. And if you want to look at it in the, in numbers form, and if somebody had to look at Gurbaz's knock. He's got more 6s and fewer 4s.
Yeah. Again.
So it's the outfield that's
yet again.
So take a couple of 20 runs different from if the outfield was quicker, 20-30 runs, and they haven't lost wickets. So at this stage, I think the outfield probably won't come into play as much as it does come in the first 10 overs, because mostly guys will be looking to go aerial, and there is no grass. I mean, there's no grass in Dubai anyway. But
Yeah.
even in the air, there's no grass at all.
Nothing to
So
stop
it
you.
shouldn't be a problem. It'll keep going.
Yeah,
And your prediction is very much on the cards. Anything
is.
more than that?
It is, but I'm just seeing something. The way the run of play is going right now, it looks like something is going to give for Gurbaz, because suddenly they seem like wild swings. They're really seeming like wild swings. It seems like he's got the diktat that he's got to now just, it could be tired. It's really hot and humid in Sharjah. Could just be dehydrated. I just feel like something is going to happen. But anyway, we're going to come back at the end of the 20th over, because that's all we have for you on this update. We will be back with Cricket Live and discuss the Afghanistan batting and the Sri Lanka bowling effort both. Big thank you to Ajay Jadeja. I'm Gaurav Kapoor. You were watching Cricket Combox.